Hello students, this is Dr. Nisha Varshney once again with you with a beautiful chapter called agriculture. That is the fourth chapter of your geography. And before that, I just want to know, I want to tell you, second chapter is completely deleted. Okay, that is forest and wildlife. 3 years back, it is completely deleted, but I have taught it for many years. And the next chapter, water resources, is a part of your project work. And in that water resources, we have map work also. That is on page number 28. You can go through the list given by the CBSE that this map work always comes. And this is a part of your board exams. So that is being covered in your project work, water resources, and the map work is being asked in your board exams. Correct? So don't skip that. Don't ignore that chapter as well. That chapter I have taught for so many years. Very beautiful, interesting chapter, but it's fine, not coming. Next we have agriculture chapter. That is fourth chapter. And agriculture, as the name is saying, is talking about particularly Indian economy, system of Indian economy. You write one thing, economy of every country. Economy of every country depends upon the geography of that country. Yes, economy of any country depends upon the geography of that country. Geography means what kind of a nature that particular country has, what kind of a seasons that particular country has. So that will determine what kind of economic activities of people of that countries are engaged into. So India is blessed with lots of seasons and beautiful climate and landforms that has helped India to grow so many crops. And 50% Indians are today directly or indirectly engaged in this activity called agriculture. Fine, so in this chapter we are going to learn that only. So what is written, 2/3 of our population is engaged in agricultural activity. They are not directly farmers, but they are related to agricultural activities. So very important in terms to understand economy. So in future, you want to start with any project or any work. I'm telling you, if you are related to agriculture, so you may have different kind of benefits, or you can see the pros and cons of it. So not everybody is moving to tertiary sector. Many people are coming back to the primary sector. Many people are becoming amateurs and doing agriculture, buying their farms and growing their own veggies and actually selling it. And their organic farming, concept of organic farming is highly in and much in the demand. Okay, so India here it is a primary activity, and 2/3 people are engaged here. That I have explained, very simple to understand. And types of farming in India are done on 3 bases. And before that, Indian products are being demanded across the world. Coffee, spices, cotton are most sought after by international market, that we want this particularly from India only, because these products are very high in quality. So we get so much foreign exchange as well with the help of agriculture activity. So this is very, very crucial, and we should focus that we should grow it. We should make it more best in terms of quality, so entire world would look at us in terms of agriculture. So don't look at this chapter only agriculture, not my cup of tea. What will happen? I'm not the farmer, why I'm studying this? There are so many aspects related to it. You may be engaged in trading of these products, not in manufacturing. So trading would also bring you money if the product is being produced is of good quality. So let us start from types of farming. In India, there are 3 types of farmers, okay, and they do 3 types of farming. First farmer is primitive, subsistence. Subsistence basically to survive myself. Primitive means the person who is doing farming for the family, for his family and for himself, and with the help of easy tools. Easy tools, not highly mechanized tools, and not expensive also, and local easily made tools with the help of and with the family members, and only for the survival of the family, is called your primitive subsistence farming. And this farming has been done since ages in India, and still it is being practiced in many parts of our country, and it has different names also. Somewhere it is called slash and burn, because earlier tribes used to move from one place to other. They would burn a small patch of forest, so the ashes of that patch would be used as a manure. They will stay there for some time, then they will move on, then they will clear that patch, but after 2-3 years once they will come back, or they will take that route again, so that burnt patch would have grown back that veggies again, crops again, natural vegetation again. So this is known as slash and burn, and this is also known as jhuming in northeast states of your country. And list of names are also given with the names which it is known in different countries. Means it has so many names that many countries do this type of a farming, and they have their own local names to understand this type of a farming. If I am saying that I am into the jhuming, so that everybody can make out, okay, she is into primitive subsistence farming. Correct. So many names are given here in our states, in our country also, and in the world also. Next is your intensive subsistence farming. The name is saying intensive. There is intensively it is done. How? Because of growing population. Because of growing population in our country, we have shrunk the land area. Earlier, one farmer used to had a big land, but because of law of inheritance, now that farmer has 4 sons. So that fellow has to divide his land into 4, and further they have two more sons. So the land is further being divided. So this is called shrinking of land, and this has brought lot of issues in cultivation. So now you have a small land and you have to survive yourself. So what are you going to do? You are going to put lot of pressure. Every year you are growing with the help of chemicals, fertilizers, this and that. So there is a pressure on the land to grow. It's called intensive subsistence farming, where you are using chemicals and fertilizers. Next we have commercial farming, which is done on large scale and with the purpose of selling the crops, and this is completely a commercial activity. And out of that we have one example called plantation. Plantation is a kind of a cropping system which is done with the help of single crop and in a row. This is called plantation. Okay, only single crop is grown, but in a row and on a large scale, with the help of machines, with the help of migrant laborers also, and with having proper transportation and communication system. For an example, if you are growing bananas, so bananas are grown, you have to sell them, so you need to have a communication system from where you are getting the demand, and the transportation system should be there, that your truck is always there to sell your crop. Correct. So proper transportation and communication system should be there, and there has to be a good network of the people. Correct. So this is called the plantation, where lot of investment is required by the farmers, and this is the commercial activity. So 3 we have done: primitive for self-consumption, intensive is again for self-consumption but on small land with lot of chemicals and fertilizers. Third one is commercial, which is completely to sell the product, and in that commercial we did plantation. Okay, so you have question: types of farming, 1 A, B, C, all these 3, and what do you mean by plantation? Plantation question can be asked separately, and you have to write them in detail, which is given here on the page number 35 on top. That entire paragraph is for the plantation. Correct. Next topic we have cropping patterns. Write down the question. Pattern means how do we, that was a type. Okay, how the way we are doing it, and this cropping pattern, when we do it, means the seasons. Okay, so this is called the cropping pattern. So here we have 3 seasons in India: Rabi, Kharif and Zaid. It is very much clear to you, Rabi, Kharif and Zaid. Rabi is winter crop, Kharif is rainy crop, and Zaid, this is the crop for small period of a time between rainy season and summer season. Okay, so that time period of 1.5 months is good to grow Zaid crops. So these crops are grown across the country. As you know, North India is basically for the Rabi crop, and now and entire South India is basically for the Kharif crops, because it requires lot of rain water, so which can be which is received in South India only. And in winter we need different kind of a climate season that is found for the Rabi crops. Okay, so here please write down the next question. What do you mean by the cropping pattern, and what all crops are grown? what is the and in which places they are grown. Means you have to write everything, places and where it is grown, when it is grown. So this is called the cropping pattern. Explain cropping pattern of India. Simple and with examples, but all are grown here. So in winters we grow in rabi crops wheat basically, and this is kharif crops. In that we grow basically your rice, we grow jute, cotton, urad, correct. And in zaid crop we grow watery crops like watermelon, muskmelon, fenugreek. These things are grown here. Next question is, let us move to the major crops. Which major crops are grown in India? So we have divided all the crops into food crops and non-food crops. So 10 are crops which are food crops, and rest of them 3-4 are called non-food crops, means which we don't eat it. So let us make our table first of all. Again, the way we did soil, same way we have to do it here. You have to make a table. So on top you have to write name of the crop. Second, where it is grown, states. Third, climate. In that climate, temperature, rainfall, you have to write. And the last, soil type. Which soil is required to grow this crop? Or last, fifth one, any special feature. Assume India is number 1, number 2, number 3 in that particular crop. You have to remember that. And the factual information keeps on changing, this information first, second and third. However, the fundamental things like temperature, soil, rainfall and the states are going to remain the same. So you have to make a table, food crops, non-food crops, name of the crop, where it is grown, what is the climate, under climate, temperature, A, B, rainfall, fourth, soil, and the last one is if there is any special feature related to that particular crop. Correct. So let us start from the rice. So rice is staple food in South India of our country, and in North India also we are growing it very well. So China is number 1 in growing that, and we are number 2. And what is the temperature? 25 degrees Celsius, and we need rainfall 100 centimeter and above. Interestingly, where there is a less rainfall, we can grow with the help of irrigation. So we have 2 maps here. One map is on page number 37 of distribution of rice, and on the next page we have on page number 39 we have distribution of wheat. So wheat and rice are major crops of India, staple crops, means which we eat day and night. So next we have wheat. I hope it is clear where it is rice grown and what are the what is rice. I cannot tell you what products are made up of rice, but what is rice and where it is grown you have to remember from here. Wheat is, again, you require 50 to 70 centimeter of annual rainfall, less than rice, and it is grown in North India. So Punjab, Haryana, Madhya Pradesh are given here, correct, and it requires bright sunshine of winter season. Next we have millets. Millets are further divided into 3, jowar, bajra and ragi, and they are also called chorus grain. Chorus grains are very crucial for us to have it, because it is very good for our digestive system. Normally we are more into white flour, which is called maida, and we are into the products of that, which actually kills us slowly because it does not help us to clean our system. However, bajra, ragi, jowar, these crops help us in cleaning our system. Okay, it helps in flushing the impurities or toxins of our body. That is why they are very much required to have it. We need to eat them very well, and it is grown in our country, across our country. Whatever crop is available, millet is available to you, eat it. And preferably, now there are a lot of millet diets plan also, which is focusing to eat that crop. You eat in maximum quantity, but you will not have any side effect. But if you eat white flour in more quantity, so you are going to have some digestive issues for sure. Right, so it is grown in Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra. Bajra is grown in Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, in Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh. Jawar is grown. So here you need to see from which state you belong to and which millet is available at your local store and grown in your local area. Go and eat it. Fine. Next we have maize. Maize is found in variety of we eat it in variety of things like sweet corn, popcorn, so many things, and makki ki roti, sarson ka saag. So everything is made up of maize. So it requires 21 to 27% temperature, and here it is modern input HYVs are used to increase its production, but because it has good demand. And Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh are the important states to grow this, correct. Next we have pulses. So pulses are the rich source of what? Protein. So India is a vegetarian country mostly. So to cover our needs of protein is done with the help of pulses only. Okay. So pulses, so India is the largest producer and consumer as well of pulses, and we import also sometimes pulse, because every year it is not grown on that scale which we look for and which we require. So we need to import it, and to complete that need of protein in our body, it is important that we should have it on regular basis, pulses, correct. This is the kharif crops. Variety of pulses are there: moong ki dal, arhar ki dal, masoor ki dal, peas, grams. So they are form of pulses, and we can make a lot of good eatable things out of it, and you must be knowing it. Moong ki dal ka halwa, moong ki dal ki khichdi, dhuli moong ke dosa. So one moong dal can be used for variety of dishes to make. Next we have sugarcane. So sugarcane, we are number one in making gur, because nobody knows how to make gur, and nobody will put effort into in the world, and gur is being demanded everywhere. So you know very well, sugarcane juice is being produced in gur, then gur is being cleaned, then it is made in khand, then white color khand, bura, then it is being converted into sugar. So there are so many things which can be made out of sugarcane, and it is required everywhere. Without sweet we cannot eat any. We are not we are very most having sweet tooth Indians, so they need meetha after every food meal, I would say. So this is very much required. Can be grown in the temperature of 21 degree to 27 degree Celsius, and and the rainfall is below 100 centimeter is required. And interestingly, sugarcane can be grown on any soil. And one thing, yes, it can be grown on any soil in India, and it requires 1 year to grow. That is also part of it. So sugarcane is a good product for our farmers to grow, and much sought after in terms of good. Next we have oil seeds. I hope you know coconut oil, mustard oil, til oil, olive oil. So many oils are there. We use oil for eating as an edible and to apply on our body, and apart from this, oil is used for making various soaps, cosmetics. So this is one of the use of oil. So ground nut oil is a kharif crop, coconut oil, and grown sesame oil, til ka tel is a kharif crop, somewhere it is a rabi crop. So these oil seeds are most important, grown in different states of India on different soils and in different seasons. Somewhere it is grown in rabi season, somewhere it is grown in kharif season. Very important, without that we cannot cook anything. You know that oil is crucial for us. Next we have tea. Nothing to say on tea. I think Britishers have brought this concept of tea and coffee to India, but our soil is so beautiful that it has adopted in such a way that best quality of tea and coffee are grown only in India, interestingly, and we are making money out of it. Foreign exchange is due to this. Best quality of coffee is not sold in India, it is sold abroad. So because it brings a lot of foreign exchange, correct. So the purpose to grow tea and coffee is the climate is different, and to grow tea or coffee we need basically tea, we need tea leaves. So we need to shower regularly to grow tender leaves, to pluck and to dry it and preserve it there, and that tea can be used, that tea leaves can be used in drinking that drink. And we require a lot of hand labor, because it is being used with the hands. That is an important thing. So migrant laborers are called upon. Assam is the major tea producing state. Meghalaya, Himachal Pradesh are one of them. So we are doing very well in growing tea and coffee, as I have just discussed. So coffee is basically grown in Karnataka and Kerala. Baba Budan Hills is one of the major important area which is connecting both the states. and nothing is being given here about the soil, temperature and rainfall. So you have to just remember the place, Karnataka and Kerala. So this is the third chapter, next chapter in terms of map. First chapter of soil in chapter 1, second chapter is dam on in third chapter, and the here we have fourth chapter agriculture, and you have to do so many map work. You should know all the major crops and their states, where are they grown, that's it. Wheat is grown where, rice is grown where, sugarcane, cotton, where are they grown, you should know, remember the states. We will do the practice. Okay, list of map work you can download from the CBSE website also, and you can start doing your practice, and everything is given here. Not very difficult, but it is very important that you should practice it on regular basis. So in the end you should have just name, and you can fatafat say, you can mark that without having any pressure where it is. Next we have horticulture crops. Horticulture means fruits and vegetables. Again, I have just mentioned India is a vegetarian country, so most of the maximum fruits and variety of vegetables are grown in India, and demand is also very high. Correct. So every day and night they are grown quickly also. Not fruits, basically the crops, vegetables can be grown like dhania, pudina, you can grow in, coriander, mint, you can grow in homes. Within a week or 10 days you can use them. So they are most important. And variety of fruits names have been given here, like orange, apple, and this dry fruits. Correct. In different states of India, they are famous for banana, some state mangoes, oranges, and Nagpur is famous for oranges. So this way India is blessed with having variety of fruits and vegetable grown, and we are lucky to have it and to relish it. Next, here I have finished 10 crops. You can go through and mark them. There are 10 food crops of India grown nationally but sold internationally. Let us move to the non-food crops. We have here rubber. You know what is first is rubber, what all articles are made up of rubber. We all know rubber used in stationery, in tires, in making mattresses, so many things. So 200 centimeter rainfall is required to grow, more than that, to grow rubber, and 25 degrees Celsius temperature. Next, other in non-food crops we have fiber crops, which is used to make your clothes. Cotton, jute, hemp and silk. Silk is made up of, sericulture is a process, you are aware of it. Cotton crop is grown in in South India, Maharashtra, Saurashtra, in black soil, and it requires a lot of hard work to grow that. That is why it is quite expensive. And jute is grown in West Bengal, and it requires a lot of water to grow jute, and it is done with the help of manual labor only. No machine can be used to grow jute. And jute is very durable, very strong, but we have a competition with our neighbor Bangladesh, because that was part of India only before 1947. So India was number 1 in the world in growing jute and selling it. Correct. And we today, to protect this particular market, we will do it chapter 5. Government of India has started one policy in 2005 to promote jute products. So this way it will help jute industry, which is dying. So we should start using cotton and jute products to preserve our locals and to provide them work. So here I have finished your all types of crops, 3-4 here in non-food and 10 in food. I hope you must have make a list. Here nothing to understand in deep. You have to, in this chapter you have to learn, actually you have to mug up few facts, that's it. So this is the chapter and the crops. Next and last topic here we have, second last topic we have reforms. You know what is reform? Reforms means to bring changes. Changes are required to improve our agriculture. As you know that we have been an agriculturist country, so we need certain changes to bring it to the international level. So there are 2 types of reforms mentioned here, technologically and institutionally. Let me explain you what is technologically. It is very easy with the help of the word technique, new techniques or best techniques to grow and to do cultivation in India. So it helps us in reducing labor, helps in reducing manual labor, and it helps in growing better quality. So technology, so how can we utilize full year to grow? Earlier we used to grow only for 8 months. How to utilize full year to grow? And multiple croppings, how can we use same time to maintain fertility of the soil? Okay, what other options are available apart from growing the traditional crops? Correct, trying new crops. So these are called the technologies. Correct. Next is institutional reforms. If you know little about the history, so you are aware of zamindari pratha, in which there is one zamindar who is exploiting the entire village and the people, and these village men are working in his field and he is making lot of profit. So and so, you know that entire concept. After independence, this problem was recognized at a large scale and the steps were taken to abolish zamindari pratha, and the policy was implemented, but it got results in few states. Many states could not do much about that, so many farmers were still facing, after post independence also facing problem of this kind of a, ownership of the land, though they are working day and night and earning, and the profit has been taken by someone else because the person is owner of that land. So to reduce this ownership of the concept, to brought changes into that with the help of programs and policies is known as institutional reforms. So it has been done. So both the reforms were taken into consideration. They were written down, and they were implemented gradually, slowly, with the help of 5 years plans. I hope you are aware of 5-year plans. The government, every government since independence, we have a planning commission earlier. Today we have a Niti Aayog. This Niti Aayog have a target what to achieve in 5 years. So in 5 years, from the beginning 52 and 57 5-year plans, we had this policy of land reformation, and this to bring new techniques into agriculture. So apart from this, the government is also providing other facilities to grow our farmers. Like today there are colleges specifically made to do BSc in agriculture, BA in agriculture. Yes, you can become graduate and postgraduate in agriculture. You can grow your farm. So universities are coming up with the new educational programs. One, to providing call center type of a help facility or help. 24/7 there are call centers. You can make a call as a farmer and ask your issue, and they will resolve. They are experts sitting there. Providing weather information all the time. There is a weather bulletin coming every day on Kisan channel. There is a Kisan Doordarshan channel in which Krishi Vigyan is being taught as a subject whole day, all the time. New programs are there on that channel. You can watch that channel to understand better about agriculture of India, and farmers can take so many help. Next, financial help. Bank, Grameen Bank help. Credit card facilities. Credit card means small amount can be withdrawn by any farmer from the banks. A loan means a big amount, which is provided by the Grameen banks to them, because they need to buy a tractor or anything they look for. And other kind of a help like MSP, minimum support price, and some special markets are provided for them to sell their products. So they should not go beyond their village because it will cost them more, and who will buy from them? Nobody knows them, and even they do not know what is market outside the farming area. So these kind of a help provided to them to improve. And one of the good example of technological reform is Green Revolution and White Revolution. You are aware of it. In 1960s, we did in village Palampur class 9th. Okay, what is Green Revolution? What were the outcomes of that? So I'm not repeating here. Green Revolution, you can recall. New concept of HYVs, fertilizers, are introduced in Indian states of Western UP, Punjab and Haryana, and these farmers have got lot of benefit. They have become rich. You know that most rich farmers belong to these states, and because of the Green Revolution they have made a lot of money. Correct. And White Revolution is all about bringing milk into the picture. So this dairy farming and products of dairy farming are being taught to the farmers. So these are the new techniques that apart from growing crops, you can go into this field also. So if you look at this paragraph, it is divided into two. The first is talking about technological reform and the other is talking about institutional reform. So as a student, good student, you write 4 points for technological reforms, 4 points for institutional reform. First, you have to write what is reform. Reform means to bring changes in the current scenario to have a better farming for Indian farmers, and these are for the following steps have been taken by the government to help people. So Kisan credit card, personal accidental insurances, and if there is a crop failure, so that kind of a help is also being provided to the farmer to a larger extent. So these are the helps provided by the government. Apart from this, there is one paragraph, Bhudan and Gramdan, in gray outline. Bhudan and Gramdan. See, I have just discussed about the Zamindari Pratha. So the Zamindari Pratha was not adopted by all the states properly. Few states did not recognize it. So to counter this, or you can say, there are many social reformists, those were working in this particular area. One of them is Vinoba Bhave. He was a spiritual hero of Mahatma Gandhi. He was so popular because he was following footsteps of Mahatma Gandhi. So he used to visit many villages and demanded, please donate me your land. So he was so on higher rank and he was kind of a saint person that zamindar of that particular village would donate their land, and that fellow will transfer that land to the poor people of that particular village. So this way, wherever he went, he looked for Bhudan and Gramdan. Gram means entire villages were also donated to him. So you can see that he has brought a lot of changes in some of the states, and he walked on foot. He never took any vehicle to travel from this place to that place, and he traveled throughout the country. And this is also known as bloodless revolution. Bloodless revolution, bringing change without any shedding of blood and without any conflict and violence. So that is a good contribution by him to Indian society, and we always remember him as he has done so much. So you can read about him in Bhudan and Gramdan. You can write the next question, what are the reforms, technological and institutional? And the next question would be, please explain or shed some light on Bhudan and Gramdan, who was Vinoba Bhave, what did he do? Correct. So these are the questions, you can do it. And in the last, so we are aware of sectors of Indian economy, we have already done it. So in the end, we are going to see the percentage of contribution of agriculture, or you can say the primary sector, in Indian GDP. As we are aware of what is GDP, gross domestic product, I mentioned. This is the total national income of your country of a year. And consistently we are seeing that contribution of primary sector is going down, which is problematic. So 1.4 table, you can go through that. So agriculture is not doing much. Okay, so that is only doing 1.1% growth in GDP. So it is not growing much, and contribution is also going down. So this is a thinking issue, a problematic issue for us to work upon, and our government to take major steps to resolve this issue. Next we have impact of globalization on agriculture. Again, we did globalization in economics last chapter, globalization. So impact of globalization on agriculture. So our history, British colonial period is again mentioned here. At that time we were into very bad position. We were exploited like anything. We were made paupers. We were so rich, our farmers were so rich, that is why India was called a golden bird. But we were made pauper because of Britishers' policies of that globalization. Now let us talk about globalization of today. After 1990s, as I have mentioned in that chapter also, Indian government has brought LPG policies where we have opened our market, or you can say some of the challenges were seen after this, that our farmers were getting competition from international players, and they have to compete with high quality of products, so they need more money support from the government. So yes, globalization has impacted them a little, but on the other hand, they have started adopting new techniques, new ways of growing crops. This way they can compete in international market, and organic farming is much into the world. If you want to sell your product, if you are a farmer, you have to go by organic farming. If you will use more chemicals into your cropping, you will be failed, and then you can say I'm in loss because I am a farmer, I have lost into international market and nobody's buying my product. So you need to compete. So there are changes in last 10-15 years in demand of agricultural products. So our farmers have to cope with that, then only they can compete in globalization, as they will fail. So in this chapter some solutions are being mentioned, and we want them to work on organic farming, to go for a different kind of manufacturing of crops, cross species, do it this is called gene revolution, genetic engineering, so we can grow best crop and we can get best nutrition out of it, reducing chemicals and fertilizers. So and that way farmer will help himself and environment, because in past 30-40 years after the green revolution we saw a lot of damage of the environment. And today if we have to survive internationally, we have to practice, we have to make our position in globalized world, we have to go by the organic farming. It takes time, it needs a lot of hard work, but it will give you very good results later on, because your market is established, so farmers will have regular supply of income from the international countries, correct? So we need to teach them environment also, we need to teach them not to use chemicals, we need to teach them you have to first of all protect yourself, because if you are using chemicals, so you will harm yourself. So this support system the government should provide to the farmer, and farmers should learn them. They should not always remain uneducated. They should also come forward to learn new techniques and to move in this particular career option of agriculture. So I hope this way I have finished this chapter. Again, multiple questions are given, very few and very easy to do it. No difficult question in geography. Direct questions are asked and very easy to answer. So we have covered again 10, 12, 15 questions in this chapter. I am repeating after every chapter. You have to take chapter and test, so I can cross check whether you are understanding something or not. So make your notes simultaneously, write question, find answer, write down, give test, so I can check where are you lacking. So I will help you in improving you in SST. SST is not all about just listening, it is also about writing. How do you present your answers? Very important. So if any question, I'm just a mail away, or in our doubt classes we can connect with each other. Thank you so much.